love you. My mom always stays that to me. That was my tie-tie. I'm a business.
So today we are doing a craft. It's like kind of a last minute Christmas present. As you can see, it is snowing behind me and I am so excited. My mom's friend brought over this super little tree for us this year. We normally have a real Christmas tree that my stepdad gets, but Kylan is very dangerous with things and I would rather have a fake tree with plastic ornaments this year. That way, if it does get knocked over or anything like that, nobody is getting hurt. Normally we put the ornaments and everything, like we cut the Christmas tree stem so that it's like longer so that the lowest branches are above their heads. But Kylan has had so many accidents this year that I just don't feel safe doing that. We are making salt dough handprints of each of the 3 kids. One set for my mom, one set for Philip's mom, one set for their dad, Philip, and one set for my mom's really close friend who has just, over this last year, she has helped us so much. She watches the girls for us sometimes, and she's just been an amazing part of our life. And so we are also making her a set because she's pretty much like their grandma at this point. Okay, and so Mavis is pouring the salt in. Kylan, as you can see, has already put her hands in the flour. Okay, that's good. That's good. Can you pour it in for me?
Yes.
Look at Kylan on my phone. Can you pour it in?
I didn't get that.
Pour it in. Good job, May. And there is going to be a bunch of flour and salt all over the floor, and that is okay because we can vacuum it. Huh, girls?
Yeah.
Okay, and we are using the recipe of 1 cup of flour per every half cup of salt and then a half cup of water. And we have to double the recipe.
Mom, can I put the flour in?
You poured in the salt, so it's gonna be your sister's turn to pour in the flour, baby. But you can each pour in a half cup of water. How does that sound?
Yeah.
This is gonna while you're mixing it, it's gonna be very doughy, kind of like cookie dough is the texture that you're going for, like so. You want it to stick together, but not be super sticky for your hands. If you're going to touch it with your hands, that is.
Hey, Dad, you want to mix?
Hold on. Here, move it.
And hello, I'm a chipmunk.
May, move it back onto the table, baby. You definitely want to lay down some parchment paper. That way it's not sticking to the table while you're making the handprints, because you won't be able to get them off and then they'll be all distorted when you try and pull them off. And if you make it on parchment paper, you can just cut the parchment paper apart and put it directly onto the cookie tray or you can even put an extra parchment paper underneath of it, but that way it's not sticking to the cookie tray and you're able to flip it.
Yeah.
Oh.
Now,
You're so cute, May.
Mom said I should do that funny.
Put down just a little bit of flour on your space, and I don't actually have a rolling pin. Use probably a cup on its side to sort of roll it. Okay. And it is very hard to do this in a baby carrier, I will admit.
So
we are going to start to sort of flatten out the dough. Hey May, can you please put these two in the sink? Put them in the sink for Mama. Kai, don't put that in your mouth. No. And it is just salt, flour, and water. So it won't, like, it's not toxic, but you still really don't want them to eat it because it might make them sick. So just watch the young ones that tend to put things in their mouth. You just get it as good as you can, and don't worry about it being perfect or not.
Oh, you love it.
Right, because no matter what, whoever gets this is going to love it because they're absolutely adorable.
Yeah.
So I just cut around the little handprint with a knife, leaving enough room.
Yeah.
So,
and making like a mitten.
Making like a mitten. Uh-oh, on this one I did not leave enough room up at the top, but that's okay. Uh-oh, I didn't leave enough room for this one either. Oh no! Mommy didn't plan it as good as she thought. That's okay, as long as you leave like enough room somewhere so that you can put a hole in it if you're making ornaments. If you're not making it into an ornament, this part doesn't really matter. And all of the edges, so it's just like a cookie, or like a sugar cookie, I guess. So you just like pull off the extras.
And then what happens? Little baby boy hand.
Those are baby boy's handprints. Is Mavis gonna make some Mavis handprints in a second here?
Hey, this is Bubba's, this one is Bubba's, this one is Bubba's.
They are all Bubba's. You are so right.
Mommy, I wanna turn home.
Is it gonna be your turn next? Or Kai Kai's turn next? Aw, you're so kind. So I just kind of smooth the edges with the knife to make it look a little bit better. So that way it's not so jagged. Well then, let Mama push. Let Mama do push. Boop, boop, boop. Oh, that's so pretty, Kai. Okay. We're gonna do, hold on. Let's do the push, push. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Whoop. Okay, now we do the boop. And now let's Okay, look.
So pretty.
Isn't that perfect?
Now I can paint.
So while Kylan was listening, while I am getting the rest of this done, I got out these paints. So these paper, it already has the paint on the paper for you, so that way you don't have to have anything separate. But these are by Melissa and Doug, and Philip's grandparents got them for us. They are awesome. The last step is to put in these little holes. And so what I do is I get a straw and I just kind of like far enough away from the edge so that it's not gonna like just break off. I just stick a hole in, and then you can put like a piece of yarn, you can put pretty ribbon, whatever you have, or if you want to get something special for it, you can do that. See, if I didn't leave enough room on top, I just kind of put a hole on the side. You're gonna want to put these in the oven at about 250 degrees or less, and I leave them in for a couple of hours. I did with the last batch, with the first batch I did an hour and a half on one side, and then I flipped them over and I did an hour and a half on the other side because you want both sides to cook. I'm gonna put these in the oven and hopefully they will be done in time before their dad gets home. That way we can paint part of them at least. I'm wanting to paint the having the kids paint the handprints and put some glitter inside of there. And then I was gonna paint this outside part for them. You can hear Bubs' toy in the background. So, I cooked them. Sorry about that. So I cooked them, and yesterday's turned out better. I'm not exactly sure what I did. I may have accidentally made them too thick today, and that's why they didn't turn out quite as good. I'm not really sure, but so let me just show you guys. So here is yesterday's after they cooked, and then here is today's. So not really sure what I did, but like if you look at them, some of them are like, it's like puffed up like a cookie. I didn't add any baking soda or anything, so I don't know why they puffed up like that. But we're gonna paint them, so it shouldn't really matter too much. But dang it. Philip is putting Maddox down to bed, and while he is doing that, I am going to try to finish these up. Here's what the girls have done so far. These are Mavis's, and these are Kylan's. I did some of them, but I have to finish up Maddox's, and then I'm going to line the outside of these with probably white paint, and hopefully I can get that done quickly. I also have a little bit of footage from last night when we went to go and see Santa. There's this little thing locally in town that is open every year, and it's just this really kind person has a bunch of hand-painted decorations and things in their front yard. And unfortunately this year might be the last year because they're not getting a whole lot of donations for their power bill, and so they have a ton of decorations, and they have them turned on basically all of December, and so it gets really expensive, I imagine. But I'm going to add a little bit of footage in here. May, are you gonna see Santa? No?
I don't see Santa. I didn't saw Santa because Santa.
She didn't see him yet, no? We've been waiting in line.
Okay, so this is what the finished product looks like. And even the ones that were kind of janky, it turned out looking pretty good, even though it is a little bit bubbly. But why is it not focusing? There we go. See, it's a little bit bubbly, but like really it still turned out pretty good. So I did cover them with Mod Podge, which if you don't know what that is, I will show you in just a second. But it kind of acts as like a protective sealant. This is Mod Podge. It is like, it's a water-based sealer. It's kind of like glue as well. It can act as glue, but that whole big thing is like $8 at basically any craft store, and it will last you forever. So I do recommend getting that if you're going to do this project, because it helps to sort of seal it in and make sure that they last a lot longer. You want to say bye-bye to the vlog?
Goodbye, Rod. Scary Rod. Ah!
Do you want to say bye-bye?
Bye-bye.
Anyways, I was up pretty late last night, so finishing these up, it probably took until like midnight at least, because I did have to paint around all of the little hands in white paint, and then I also painted the back, and then I covered it up with the Mod Podge on the front, and then this wrote their names and ages on the back. I'm going to end the vlog here so that way I can actually edit the video and get it up. I'm very sorry it's going to be up a day late. It's going to be up tomorrow, Christmas Day, which is today for you. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe, and we will see you in the next one. Bye!
Bye.